Hey everyone, it's Miss Holt in the library. Today we're going to talk about using databases to find resources for your survival project. So hopefully you've already taken a look at the little video clip that I sent you. If you have not viewed that yet, it's a YouTube link. Go ahead and take a look at that. But it just explains why we want to use databases. And from the video, hopefully you will have figured out, make it past this. You will have figured out that we use databases mostly because they're a little bit more credible and reliable than just using Google to find our resources. If you are using Google or another search engine, then you guys have to use that CRAP test to try to figure out if the websites are reliable. Databases are a collection of information, and usually it comes from magazine articles, newspaper articles, nonfiction books, and just general information that people are writing about. And the people who are writing these articles are not just any person that can post to the internet. So, and typically in these articles, we have editors and people who are reviewing and checking the facts. So we're going to believe that they're a little bit more credible and reliable than just using Google. In addition, we actually pay for these databases because it's just kind of like buying a book. So we're paying for somebody who has written and checked these articles versus someone who's just providing some information for free online. Okay, additionally, these databases are going to be current and up to date. So you guys are going to be researching different places around the world, and you're going to want current information about those locations. And also, the databases have citations. You do not have to use MyBib to create your citation. Instead, usually at the bottom of the article or onto the side, and we'll take a look at that, you can find a button that's going to say cite, and it will give you the citation, and you can just copy and paste that and put it into your notes document. Okay, so I know we're used to using Google all the time, but databases are really going to be your friend for this project because you're going to be able to quickly and reliably get your information that you need. All right, so I'm going to take you through how to access our databases, and then you guys are going to have this actually Google Slideshow module that you're going to come back and fill in. So I think the best way to learn how to use databases is just to get in there and practice yourself. Okay, so let me kind of take you through how we're going to find these. So first off, you're going to go to the Walden website. You should be able to access it in the portal. Get rid of this. And then we're going to go to About Our School, Media Center, and Research. Okay, so About Our School, Media Center, and Research. And on the research page, I have linked several databases from the Mid-Continent Public Library. Now they have tons and tons of different databases, and for all different age ranges from elementary school all the way up through students who might be using it for college. So I've picked out some databases that I think are really great for middle school, and I've linked them on here. All right, so today we're going to use a couple different databases. One is called World Geography and Culture. This is a database that just shows different locations around the world, and you're going to get some great information about these places that you can use for your research project. So you can see as I click the link, it actually takes me to the Mid-Continent page. This is really important, guys. Do not use this search bar up here at the top. Do not use that. That is going to search the Mid-Continent Library website. What we need to do is actually click the logo down here, and then that will open the database. All right, so you're going to click the link of the library site, then click the database logo. And at this point, you're going to need to enter your S number. That's going to be the way to access the databases. So it's S and your number all together, and then you'll just hit submit. All right, so then this opens the database, and as you can see, there is a search bar up here at the top. You can also just select a specific country or a US state. You guys might be searching a specific location, or you might be, when I say specific location, I mean like a landform, or you might be searching a country. So it might just be easier to do a search in the search box. Okay, so you can see I've actually already done some searches. So let's just do a search for Patagonia, which is really far in South America. And most of the time in here, in this database, it's going to take you to one major article about a location. That's going to be the main thing that's going to show up, and probably the best feature for you guys to use for your research. Okay, this is actually a really short article, but as you can see, here's the citation information down here that I mentioned, right? If this was a really long article and I wanted to look for specific information, maybe about climate or temperature or something like that, you can always do Control F, which will open this search box at the top and do a search. So climate does not show up on here, but maybe I want to see how large it is. Okay, so then it'll highlight that it is 300,000 square miles. So it highlighted the miles for me. Okay, over here, this is also some tools that you might be able to use if you're using a database and you think you might need to come back to it later. You can always send yourself an email and it'll email this article to you. You could always print this. And when I say print it, what I would do is it's gonna open this window and then you can hit Control P. My computer seems to be a little frozen right now, but then you can select the drop-down menu and save it as a PDF file. And then you'd be able to just print this article and save it as a file to your computer. You can always just come back to it, of course, but if you need to save the article, that's one way to get there. Okay, so that was World Geography and Culture Online. Great for finding out information about specific locations. The second database we're going to take a look at today is up here in general information. It's called Britannica. Britannica is a bit like an encyclopedia. Remember, we got to click the logo. Click the logo, guys. It's a bit like an encyclopedia where it has a little bit of information on a whole bunch of different topics. Okay, I'm also going to ask you guys to click the reference center button on this one. And then you'll be able to go to articles or really probably just go up here and do a search for whatever you're looking for. Okay, so let's say I am looking for information about Death Valley. Okay, then it's going to bring up an article about Death Valley, and these are great again because it gives you information about like the physical environment, maybe what it looks like. This one has some information about plants and animals that might be able to survive. So this one's a little bit longer. I do want to point out a couple of things about Britannica. Number one, over here, there's different reading levels. There's different information in the different reading levels. So you can kind of look through all of these, but particularly if you find it a little bit difficult to read it, maybe go down to level 1 or level 2. This is written for all age levels. So it's not really written for middle school, it's written for older people as well. So don't hesitate to change the reading level. Up here is your toolbar. You can actually have the article read out loud to you, which is a great benefit of using a database because they most of the time will read them out loud to you. The little button here is your citation. That's where you can just copy this and paste it into your note-taking page. Okay, and you can also print this just like I was talking about on the previous database. It'll bring up the article and I would save it if you need to. This is just if you want to save it and don't want to have to come back to the database itself. And then remember when you're reading through here, use the headings, but also, again, you can use that search feature to find out different specific questions that you might be trying to answer. So because Death Valley is notoriously hot, maybe I want to know how hot it gets because that might help with my survival project. So I did a search for temperature. Of course, you can read the entire article. This just makes it a little bit easier to try to find different information that you might be looking for. Okay, and then remember when you want to go back and use a different database, just go back to the research page at Walden. All of these are opening in new tabs for you. So you can just go back to the research page and try a different database. You are welcome when you guys are doing research to try any of these. I picked Britannica and World Geography because I think that's going to be best for your specific research project. Okay, so your job now is to go into this Google Slideshow module, and it's going to give you specific questions starting on slide number 4. So it says visit the Walden Media Center research page. That's where we were just at. Okay, you're going to scroll down and select World Geography, exactly like I showed you. And then it's going to ask you to do some practice searches. All right, so you're going to go in, do these searches, and then answer a few questions in the module. When you're finished, you'll be able to turn it in. If at any time you guys are having trouble with this or you have questions about answers or how to find information, please reach out to me. My name is Ms. Holt. You can talk to me on Microsoft Teams, or you can send me an email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm here to help you guys with your research project, and let me know if you have any questions.